It's here! It's here! It's Easter! I know so many of you are excited. I know, because of all the chocolate and all the candy and maybe even the peeps, not peeps like me, but the little marshmallow peeps that are so cute and cuddly. But you know what? That's not what Easter's really all about. It's a nice part and I love chocolate and all that. But you know what? There's something so much greater than that. Easter is all about Jesus. Jesus rising from the grave and giving us new life and a relationship with God. I'm so excited that you've joined us in Base Camp Online. If this is your first time with us or you don't know who I am, my name's Steve. I'm the children's pastor here at Bible Center Church, and we're talking about upside down, because when Jesus came, he turned everything upside down so you and I could live right side up. Today, we're learning about how to put others first. Humility is this: putting others first by giving up what you think you deserve. Let's jump in and check out Sayda, one of our friends, who's going to show us how she put others first.
Dear God, this season has gone by so fast. We didn't even think we'd be able to go to the tournament, and no one expected us to win it. But all the way, Coach reminded us that we're all in it together. And we did it together. All of us. God, I pitched my first no-hitter. I couldn't believe it. But it wasn't just me. Danny got that short hop in the first inning and saved me. And of course, Tank stole that home run right at the fence. God, it surprised me when there was a reporter that wanted to talk to me about the no-hitter. But what surprised me even more was that she was forgetting about the rest of the team. It's like I had to go over the entire game for her to show her how great our whole team was. I told her about Tank. Tank thanked me the way she does. I even told her about Danny's mom and how she always gets us water. She's part of the team too. You know, God, Coach is right. Putting the team ahead of ourselves changes a lot of things. I gotta go. Love, Sayda.
Well, man, isn't that an amazing lesson? I'm so thankful for young people like you and Sayda who put others first. Today, being social distancing and all, there's probably a lot of times that you and I have to put other people first because God asks us to be humble. Let's go and check out what Jake has for us.
Hey everybody, it's me, Jacob, but you can call me Jake, because, well, that's what everybody calls me. Happy Easter! Wait a second, am I upside down or are you? I know what's happening. Somebody's playing an April Fool's Month joke on old Jakey. Well, you got me. All right. There we go. So today, I'm gonna talk about humility. Humility is putting others first by giving up what you think you deserve. Easter is the perfect time to talk about humility because it's the day that Jesus totally gave up what he deserved when he... Ow! Okay. All right, neck. It's you and me now. All right, that's fine. You wanna play? Let's play. Necks are not supposed to bend that way, but I'm back to normal now. At least my neck is. But the picture's still just a little, if it could just... We're not doing that again. You know something? So what if I'm upside down? I'm not gonna let this keep me from celebrating the most amazing event in history. And no, I'm not talking about the time I learned how to juggle. I'm talking about the time when God did something so brain-boggling, it turned the whole world upside down. At least it turned my whole world upside down. My brain is still boggling. I'm boggling all over. You'll hear all about it in today's story, but first I've got to figure out how to get my whole world from upside down to right side up. Hey, okay, some brain ideas. What if you turned your screen upside down? That shouldn't be too hard, right? Or maybe there's a better way. Stay tuned.
Our story today comes from John chapter 18 through 20. The Jewish leaders for some time now had been making plans to silence Jesus. The things he said and the way he lived challenged everything that they wanted. And they came up with an idea they thought would finish once and for all Jesus. You see, Jesus was upsetting the world as they knew it. Judas, one of Jesus' closest friends, turned his back on Jesus and betrayed him for 20 pieces of silver. The religious leaders sent soldiers and a crowd to take Jesus. Jesus, he turned the world upside down by allowing them to take him. When Jesus was tied up and led away, Peter and John followed closely behind as the others ran and hid. Imagine you're Peter, and what Jesus just told you is coming true. And you trail behind, just staying far enough away to protect yourself so you avoid being captured. People think they recognize you, and as you approach a door, someone asks you if you were one of Jesus's disciples. Your pride overtakes you, shame strikes you, but you deny him. But you think, what good am I if I get arrested? You huddle next to a fire as you listen to a conversation in a window up high. Jesus is being asked by the high priest what he's been teaching, and he says to the high priest, "Go and ask the people. I have hidden nothing, and they will tell you." You feel sick, and you know there's nothing that can be done to stop them. Someone else looks at you and asks if you are Peter, one of the followers, and you snap. You're asked again if you know Jesus, and one more time you answer out of fear, saying with a defensive tone, "No!" You realize that it has come true. The one thing you dreaded. You have just betrayed Jesus. You stagger to your feet and run away, weeping. Now imagine you are John instead of Peter. Somewhere in the chaos of the crowd, the noise, and everyone all around you, you have lost Peter. All you can do is follow behind the crowd. You watch Jesus is being led like a sheep to a terrible event. Pilate brings Jesus out. He asks the crowd, what charges are they bringing against him? You watch as Jesus is taken away, questioned, and now returns battered, bruised, and almost unrecognizable. Pilate shouts to the crowd that he has found no charges against this man named Jesus. The crowd shouts, "Crucify him! Crucify him!" Pilate listens to the crowd. The soldiers force Jesus to pick up the heavy wood rough cross placed on his bruised back, and he carries it on his shoulders. You know where they're taking him. Golgotha, that hill. It's a hill outside the city, just like a bad dream. You forge ahead, forcing yourself to follow along the dusty road. You find Jesus' mother, Mary, her sister, and Mary Magdalene. No one speaks. There's an eerie silence. You arrive at Golgotha just at the moment as you watch Jesus nailed to the cross with heavy spikes to a wooden post. They raise the cross. You are staring to see the sign that reads, King of the Jews. You nearly choke on the dust and grit. You have seen Jesus do amazing and wonderful things. You ask yourself, why would Jesus allow himself to be taken, battered, and placed on a cross? You glance over and see Mary sobbing. You place your hand on her shoulder. When you look back up, you see Jesus watching his mother through the pain in his eyes. And Jesus says, "Dear woman, here is your son." Jesus looks directly at you, his eyes filled with love. "Here is your mother." And you, John, reply, "Yes, Lord." You're overwhelmed to know that Jesus trusts you to take care of his mother. But the terrible truth sinks in. Jesus knows that he will die. This is his plan, and has been his plan all along. He came to earth for this one thing, and he's been sharing this with everyone for weeks. In just a few short moments, you see him lift his eyes towards heaven and say, "It is finished." Then he bows his head and his life leaves his body. It's as if your own life leaves your body. You thought this was the chosen one. How could this be? Jesus, now dead? Imagine yourself being Mary Magdalene, one of Jesus' close followers, watching at the foot of the cross. You, Mary, have dared to stay and to stand by. And now, as you watch Nicodemus and Joseph of Arimathea take down Jesus' body from the cross and be led to Joseph's tomb, the evening is faded, and it is now time for the Sabbath, and you have a desire to anoint the body of Jesus to prepare for a correct burial. You remain hidden until early Sunday morning, and you begin to walk the dark, quiet, almost eerie streets. When you arrive at the tomb, you remember there is a large stone covering the entrance to the tomb, and it is now been rolled away. Your heart is pounding as you race back to the home of where the disciples have been hiding out. You see the fear, concern, and fright in the disciples' eyes. Peter and John run out the door towards the empty tomb. At a loss, you follow slowly. You're confused, weighted by the exhaustion. As you reach the garden, you see Peter and John trying to make sense of an empty tomb. Peter and John leave expressionless. The rays of the sun rising from the east warm the tears flowing down from your cheeks. You approach the tomb once more, hoping to make sense of all of this. And as you peek inside, two figures in radiant white sit where Jesus' body lay. You cannot imagine what this means. They speak and ask, "Woman, why are you crying?" You turn away to catch your breath, and you see another man right there. You think it's a gardener and say, "Tell me where you put him." The moment he speaks your name, Mary, you see, you remember, you understand. It's Jesus. You have nothing else to do but fling yourself to the feet, and he says,
"Do not hold on to me. I have not yet ascended to the Father. Instead, go to those who believe in me. Tell them, I am ascending to my Father and your Father, to my God and your God."
You rise to your feet. This time, your tears full from joy. You start to run again. You cannot wait to deliver the good news. I have seen Jesus. He is risen. Jesus chose to face death for you and for me, those who he loved. Jesus today is alive. He humbled himself, endured the cross of shame, and now provides salvation for anyone who will believe in his name. This is the good news, the best news ever. This is why we celebrate Easter, because Jesus is risen. Today, if you want to accept Jesus as your Savior, all you need to do is this: admit, I'm sinful. I've broken God's laws. I am not perfect, but Jesus is perfect. And say, I believe in Jesus. I confess that I'm a sinner, and I confess that I need you as my Lord and Savior. Today, if you'd like to talk to someone about that decision, my number is going to be on this screen. Please text me or call me. I'd love to hear from you. Let's check back in with Jake.
I don't know about you, but every time I hear the Easter story, my brain literally explodes. Well, not like literally. I mean like figuratively, literally. Seriously, think about it. When God made the first two people ever, he told them if they ever ate fruit from the bad tree, they would surely die. Well, they did it anyway, and they died. And they stayed dead, because that's how death was supposed to work. So did everyone who came after them. Abraham died, Moses, all these people died, and they stayed dead, because that's how death was supposed to work. But then came Jesus. When Jesus died, everyone thought he was going to stay dead too. But God can do stuff that nobody else can do. So he rolled away the stone and brought his son back to life. I'm getting lightheaded just thinking about it. Jesus is so strong, not even death can stop him. So it's kind of like everything's upside down in this story too. Jesus dying when he didn't do anything wrong is upside down. Jesus coming back from the dead is upside down. Even I'm upside down. Whoa, all right, okay. I'm gonna get back up now. I'm getting really lightheaded. Oh. Here's the one thing to remember today. Jesus put us first. Jesus died on the cross so me and you can have a relationship with God that lasts forever. And Jesus rose again to show that there's literally nothing he can't do. Literally, literally. So, you should definitely put your faith in Jesus if you haven't already. Ask someone you trust if there's anything you don't understand. That's what I'd do. In fact, does anyone understand how to make a video turn right side up again? I mean, I've tried everything. Wait a second. My phone's upside down. My phone was upside down the whole time. Classic Jakey.
Thanks for celebrating Easter with us here at Bible Center Kids Online. Catch you later.